good morning to you all. So we have already completed 3 lessons in our previous classes. So today we are going to have a recapitulation of all these 3 lessons. So the first lesson is The Fun Day Had by Isaac Asimov. The second one is A Sound of Music by Deborah Cowley. And the final one is the beautiful poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Now we'll move on to the first lesson, The Fun Day Had by Isaac Asimov. The Fun Day Had by Isaac Asimov is a science fiction. It tells the story of 2 young children named Tommy and Margie who live in the year 2157 where everything was computerized. So one day they come across a printed version of a book and they learn something about the school that existed hundreds and hundreds years ago. So it's a matter of great surprise for them because they are living in the age of moving e-text. So, since it's the year of 2157, Margie, she makes a diary entry which reveals that Tommy has come across a printed version of book. And the pages of book has turned yellow and it was wrinkled, which proves that it existed centuries ago. So now they are very much excited, and Tommy says to Margie that the book was about school. Margie, she hated school. And she hated it more than ever because her mechanical teacher has been giving her test after test in geography and she was doing worse and worse. So her mother now sends for a county inspector who is a round little man who comes to repair the robotic teacher. So he takes the television teacher apart and he sets it right within an hour, which only increases Margie's disappointment because she wanted him to take away the robotic teacher so that she can enjoy well without having a schoolroom. So he tells her mother that it was not Margie's fault, but the geography sector of the mechanical teacher was adjusted a little too quick and he has slowed that to an average 10-year level. So he assures Margie and her mother that there will be no problem henceforth. So now Margie, she was curious to know about the school that existed in the past, and Tommy tells her that it is not their kind of school and it was an old kind of school that they had centuries ago. So the students had human teachers who taught them and gave them work and also asked them questions. And now Margie argues that a man cannot be smart enough as a robotic teacher. And later on, Tommy further tells her that teachers didn't live in their house and they had a special building and all the kids went there and the kids of the same age learned the same thing. And while they were talking, Margie's mother called both of them for their school. So now Margie goes to a school room which is right next to her bedroom, and the mechanical teacher was waiting for her and she puts her homework in the slot with a very heavy with a heavy disappointment. So now she starts thinking about the old schools when her grandfather was a little boy and all the kids from the whole neighborhood come laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom and going home together at the end of the day. So she was not able to concentrate on the lessons when the robotic teacher teach, and she kept on thinking about the fun they had on the old school. So this is the short recapitulations about the prose lesson The Fun Day Had by Isaac Asimov. Now we'll move on to the next lesson, The Sound of Music by Deborah Cowley. So The Sound of Music is divided into 2 parts. First one is Evelyn Glennie listens to music without hearing. The second part is Shania of Bismillah Khan. So each part focuses on the success story of 2 musicians, Evelyn Glennie and Bismillah Khan. So this will help you to gain an insight into their struggles and hard work, and you will learn how hard work and determination can serve us well. So it stays true to its name and gives inside stories and facts behind the glitz and glamour of these musicians. So part 1, Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing. This part focuses on the success story of Evelyn. So she became deaf in her early age of 11, and despite of deafness, Evelyn was determined to lead a normal life. So she had a great interest in music, and one day she saw a girl playing a xylophone and she too decided to play it. Most of her teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes, he saw her ability and he began by tuning two large drums to different notes. So he told her not to listen through her ears and he told her to try to sense that in some other way. So she could sense certain notes in different parts of the body, and thus she learned to open her mind, body and feet to various sounds and vibrations. So after that she went to UK and she got selected in the Royal Academy of Music with the highest score, and she was awarded most of the toppest awards. So music poured into the parts of her body and it tinkled in the skin, her cheekbones and even through her hair. So when she played the xylophone, she could sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. So she used to remove her shoes and she used bare feet to feel the music while she was performing on stage. So Evelyn herself, she says that her hard work, it lies behind her success. So she says that if you work hard and you know where you're going, you will surely get there. And she has got right to the top and she's a workaholic. So she admits that if one has determination and a clear goal, one can succeed. So she's an inspiration to the handicapped because she herself is a deaf person. So in this way she has given a hope to all these people to do such things, and this is the success story of Evelyn Glennie. Now we'll move on to the second part of this lesson, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. So this focus on the success story of Bismillah Khan. So here it contains various values that went in making Bismillah Khan as a Bharat Ratna holder. So his life is a perfect example of the rich and cultural heritage of India. So he belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar, and he was born on March 21st, 1916 at Damaran, Bihar. He moved to Benares at the age of 6, and his maternal uncle Ali Baks, he taught him all the levels of Shehnai playing. So he practiced for hours at the banks of holy Ganga in solitude. So he had a very secular upbringing. Since he grew up practicing on the banks of river Ganga, he went to mosque as well as the temple. So after achieving immense success, he was awarded various titles. He is also a recipient of the highest civilian award of Indian Bharat Ratna. In addition to that, he has also won all the 3 awards of Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri and also Padma Vibhushan. So he was the first person to be invited to play Shehnai at the Red Fort in 1947 while greeting independent India. And most importantly, he represented India on the international stage as well, and he went to so many countries throughout the world. An auditorium in Tehran is also named by him, and moreover, despite many opportunities, Bismillah Khan, he never left his hometown Varanasi for any other countries. And finally, he dedicated his life to music and he passed away in 2016. So this is the success story of Bismillah Khan, and now we'll move on to the next lesson. Now we'll move on to this beautiful poem, The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost. So here, once the poet was walking deep inside the forest and he sees a diversion. So there were 2 different paths and he had to choose one path. So the poet says since he has only one body, he cannot travel on both the roads and he have to choose one. So he stands there for a long time and he keeps on pondering which road to choose. And before taking the path, he wants to know about it. So he looks at the road as far as he can see. And he was able to see the path till the turning, and after that it was totally covered with the trees and it was hidden. So now the poet kept on looking at one path for a long time to check whether it is good or not. And now finally he decides to take the other path, that is the other road, because he feels that both the roads were equally good, but as a better option he chose the other one which he felt fair. So after he walked on the path for some distance, he realized that both the paths are similar and both the roads were not walked by many people, which means both the roads were not used by many people. And the poet says that both the roads were covered with full of leaves that morning, and the leaves were still green in color, which means no one had stepped on it. So he says that since he chose the second path to walk, he'll come back and take the first road some other day. but he knew that he could not go back on the choice that he had made once. So he says that even though he wants to come back, he's not sure that whether he'll be able to come back or not. So here the poet wants to say that even in our life, once we choose an option, we should keep on moving ahead, because we may or may not get a chance to come back and choose the other option. So finally the poet takes a deep breath and he says that he already has undergone through the conflict of making choices, and he finally made one. So later in the future he'll say that the story, how he had the conflict once and he made a choice, and how the choice made all the differences in his life. So here the poet took the road which was less traveled by. It means he chose the career which many people didn't choose, and that made all the differences in his life. So in general, choosing a career is very much a difficult thing to do. So you may or may not regret about it later, but it makes all the differences in your life. So one should be strong enough to make choices and face the real life. So this is a short recapitulation of the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. That's the end of recapitulation. So I hope that you all are thorough with all these lessons, and try to write the summaries and your opinions about all these lessons. Thank you so much for watching.